about graphing radicals yesterday. Did great, pretty easy. If you knew how to do this, this is just one extra step. So, here we go. Oh, I did do a new Albert I.O., okay? It's technically starts Monday, but I opened it already. So if you have time over the weekend or when this is over, if you want to do it, that's fine. So, Monday to Monday is how we do it. So it's back. It's a nice, easy way to make some points. Thank you, Shane, for reminding me. Next week's. So it's not due till February 5th. But I just went ahead and opened it now. Why not? Okay. So, guys, yesterday we learned the parent function is y equals square root of x. Shane, you missed me saying thank you for reminding me about Albert I.O. because I just opened one. Okay, so the parent function. And you remember yesterday we added in h and k, where we did the basic points for the parent function over and over. Remember, we graphed them using x's, and we didn't connect them. And then we took those points, we moved left or right, up or down, and sometimes both, okay? Then, so let's remind ourselves of that. This is your left or right? If it's a positive h, we go left. So this is the same notes as yesterday. If it's a negative h, we go right. So that's what's tricky. The number under the radical, you have to think opposite, okay? But the number that's not under the radical all the way to the right, that k value, that is your up, down. And you know the difference because the h is under the radical, the k is not. And the up and down is not opposite. If it's a positive k, we go up, up. Let me zoom in here for you. Positive k, that's a k, it's hard to see it. And a negative k goes down. Okay, so that's what we did yesterday. And you had a nice little assignment. I think you guys all finished, felt pretty good about it. Today we're going to introduce a, the a value in front. That's the only other letter we have to quote unquote worry about. That is your stretch or shrink. Okay, so if a is greater than 1, it stretches it. If it's less than 1, it shrinks it. So think about this, guys. If you have a graph and a number is going to stretch it or shrink it, what part of the ordered pair does that affect? Right? Stretching or shrinking. Is that going left or right, or is that going up or down? It's up or down. It stretches it up or down. And I should say, let me say it like this, a vertical stretch or shrink, meaning it's going to bring the points higher or lower. So if you know it's a vertical stretch or shrink, which part of an ordered pair does it affect? Is it going to change the x value, or is it going to change the y value? The y value, right, Gabriel? The y value is affected. So here's the steps. I'll come back to why that was important. Here's the steps. Okay, so we start with the parent function points. Just like we did yesterday, same first step. But there's a new step we do, there's a new step we do second, okay? The first step we do this, and we'll practice a couple here on the next page. Don't worry, I'm just getting all the notes out of the way. Start with the parent function points. And then what we do then is multiply the y values by the a value. So why the y values? For the reason we just talked about right there. Because when that a in the front affects our graph vertically, it changes the y value. It doesn't change the x. So I'll show you how we do that. It's not difficult at all. And then, well, graph those points. I'll show you. I'm not sure if I like this, but graph those points. And then last step is to translate the points according to H and K. So there's that extra kind of 2 steps in there. Yesterday, our steps were the first one and the fourth one. That was it. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Let me give you guys a chance to finish writing that, and then we'll do a couple. And again, you don't have to have graph paper for the notes. I gave you a worksheet yesterday that you'll end up doing the evens of. Okay. Oh, so still see a couple people writing. Okay, if anybody missed it, I'll give it to you in a second. Let's go right to the graphic. Okay, so I want you guys to see your first example. We have an A in front. We didn't have any A's yesterday. And what letter would the 3 be? Is that H or K? H, because it's under the radical. That's it. That's how you know. Okay, so what this is saying to do is, well, let's just start with the parent function, okay? I'm going to make my XY chart a little differently, guys. Remember I said we're going to be multiplying our Y values by 2? Let's put that in the XY chart. So our parent function is 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, right? That's the parent function. That's what we start with every time. Every single problem, no matter what numbers are in it. If there's an A value, we're going to multiply those values by 2 and get a new Y value. So multiply by 2, multiply by 2, multiply by 2. And what we get is our new Y value. So what we're going to graph are these points. And you don't have to write this, but I just want you guys to see I'm using 0, 0, 1, 2, and 4, 4. So what these 3 points are is our parent function stretched vertically by 2. Okay? So that's really this part of the function right there. So we're going to start by putting those points on the graph with x's not connected. Okay? So just sketch it right now. X's, because this is not our final graph. Remember, use the X's to designate 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That those are like our quote-unquote starting point. It's not the final answer. That's why I'm not even connecting them. They're just going to help me graph the last one step, which is what? What do I need to do to all those points? Somebody. What do I do? Nobody knows? Which way? Translate them. See what I already said? Good word. Or shift or move left 3. Remember, it's opposite. So normally we think horizontal movement positive is to the right. But in this case, it's to the left. So just like yesterday, I'm going to take each point. Just go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's your final answer. Okay? Let's do another one. One more, and then I'll tell you what to do it. So you always start with those same 3 points. Right? We always start with those. And then we go, oh wait, there's an A value. So I'm going to multiply all the Y's by 1/2 and get new y's. So we're going to do half of 1 and half of 0, half of 1, and half of 2. Well, 0 times anything, y'all, is 0. Half of 1 is 1/2 or 0.5, doesn't matter, fraction, decimal. And half of 2 is 1. When you multiply something by 1/2, you're actually just dividing by 2. Okay? So we'll be graphing 0, 0, 1.5, and 4, 1. Those will be our starting points. I got them from here and that last column. So those are the ones we're going to graph as x's. So 0, 0, 1, 1/2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. See how the points are scrunched closer together? They're pushed closer together. It's a shrink versus pulling them apart more, which was the stretch. Number greater than 1 is a stretch, less than 1 is a shrink. Okay? Don't connect them. Those are not our last points. What direction are we going to move these points for our final answer? We have a -2 for h. We have a +2 for k. Right 2 and, yeah, good. Right 2, right inside is your left or right, always opposite. This is your up or down, not opposite. Positive means up. And then I just do that. You just do 2 movements. You just kind of, I call it hovering. Like, look, I just put my pen over it, and I go right 2, up 2. There I go. Right 2, up 2. Right 2, up 2. Notice, again, arrows only on one side. There's an end point at the other. Good? Yeah. If you weren't here yesterday, I'll give you the worksheet. But you already have it if you were here yesterday. Remember I said don't forget it. So yesterday we did the odds. Today you'll do the evens. You'll notice all the evens have an A value. Mm-hmm. Who needs the worksheet? I know Riley does. Anybody else? Phone, heads down. Ridiculous. It's also disrespectful. And I am nothing but respectful to you at all. So, I'm going to have to go over some of these because they're so, like, faded. Guys, don't just copy. Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm going to put this guy over here. So remember, we start with our 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2. Then I say, oh, there's an A value in number 2, right, of 2. So I multiply each of the y values by 2 and get a new y value. 0, 2, and 4. So 0, 0, 1, 2, 4, 4. And then the -1 moves all my points down 1. Guys, notice number 4 does not have an a value. That's one of the ones we did yesterday. So 0,01142 is our parent function. And then you move all your points left 4. Mm-hmm. Yeah, is it hard to see it on your copy? Yeah. Number 8 is a 0.5. Okay, 0.5. No, I'm on 6. Sorry, 6 is and 8. Yes, sorry. 6 and 8. Thank you for noticing it. 6 and 8 is 0.5. Okay. I'm just going over the key real quick while you guys are working, and I'll come help you guys. I'll come help you guys. Yes. Yes.